Hello, my gorgeous group ones. Welcome to your reading. If you chose group one, thumbnail image one, however you got here, welcome. Today, we're going to be getting into the energy of your main character energy based on your looks versus your personality. So essentially, how do you come off based on your looks, your main character vibe, and then your main character vibe based on your personality, how you actually act and react to the world, you know? So let's get into it. I'm going to pull some cards for each side and then get into the energy of it all. So please, angels, ancestors, and spirit guides, the highest good of myself and the collective group one, please. Let me get some cards for their main character energy based on their looks, please, spirit. Their looks. What main character energy do they give off based on their looks? Okay, interesting. Okay. Get one more. Based on their looks, please, spirit. Based on their looks, what main character energy do my group ones give off? What main character energy do my... I'm hearing knight energy, so maybe you look like a knight. For some of you, I don't know how this is supposed to turn out, but I don't really feel like taking any reversals, honestly. And then based on their personality, please, spirit, what is their main character energy based off their personality? Based on their personality, okay. Based on their personality. These are too many cards. Their main character energy based on their personality. Okay. Interesting. You guys got mostly major arcana, so your personality is definitely more of a thing than your looks, even though you got a major arcana card on your looks as well. I'll pull more cards if I need to. At the bottom of the deck, we have Temperance in reverse. I'm hearing everything is not as it seems when you can get all you wanted in your wildest dreams. You might have run into trouble if you go to extremes, because everything is not what it seems. From Witches of Waverly Place, okay? So maybe some of you may look like Selena Gomez or Alex Russo in the show. But based off of looks, essentially, we have the 9 of Wands. We have the 6 of Pentacles. And then we have the Chariot for your looks, your main character energy based on your looks, okay? So it's funny how I thought of Knight, and I don't know where that came from. It came from this card, honestly, but then the Chariot card came out to kind of, to kind of affirm that for me, okay? So with the 9 of Wands, the 6 of Pentacles, and the Chariot card, I do feel like most of you maybe have like the tired look going on. So maybe some of you have very prominent dark circles under your eyes. That's something that was immediately coming through. Or you just always look tired. Okay. There's something here about your legs coming through, honestly. So some of you can have the very toned legs. And that's the vibe that I'm getting from the Chariot. I don't know what about the 6 of Pentacles was giving me like, you know, Knight. I think the way he's like kind of like putting his hand down for this person over here. It's like when people kneel down in front of you, you knight them. That's the vibe that was coming from this card. But the Chariot card also gives me kind of like soldier, military, sergeant, commander in chief, or commander in the army kind of vibes. So that's the kind of vibe that you guys give off based on your looks. So you are very commanding. Maybe you don't sleep often, so you always look like kind of tired, no matter how much you do sleep, or your job is very busy, or your lifestyle is very busy, so you always look tired. There's always an air of, I'm done with this, you know, I can't explain that look, but we all know what that look is. Like, I've seen too much, I've lived too long, I've done this enough times, you know what I mean? That kind of energy. So it's kind of like you're in the military and you wake up every day at the ASS crack of dawn. You don't get much sleep, you have to make your bed kind of vibe, and then you have to kind of get dressed, make sure no hair is out of place, and then spend the rest of the morning either doing drills or, you know what I mean, practicing shooting or something like that. There's something coming through with that. So it's giving your main character energies like drill sergeant, don't mess with me, we have work to do, you know, I'm the commander and what I say goes. That's your looks, okay? So you give like a very commanding presence. Maybe some of you are like kind of like barrel chested for my men, you know, like that barrel chested energy where it's just like your chest pokes out, okay? That's what's coming through for my men. For my women, I'm getting mostly men in this part, which is why you're kind of giving knight in shining armor, command in chief kind of energy. Some of you are like kind of like giving king, someone who has like a lot of money who gives back, someone who's very generous, charitable. That could be something that could be based on how you look or what you give to the world. So you could be someone who actively gives back. You're always helping people. You're always at an event. You're always on the street helping people, giving people stuff. You're always at a shelter, that kind of energy. Or you just look like someone who's very nice and generous and giving, you know? But your main character energy is the helper, honestly. And then with the Nine of Wands, there's something here about never giving up. So you're very persevering. And that is the peak energy of like a military sergeant. I don't know why I come in soldier. Like, I'm trying to say soldier, but I keep hearing military sergeant. So maybe some of you don't resonate. I know people in the army, knowing someone who used to be a Marine, they are very particular about where they were stationed or what, you know, group they come from. So if it's a Navy, you better say I'm a Navy. I wasn't just a soldier. I was a Navy. I was in the military, you know, that kind of energy. If I was in the Marines, I was in the Marines. If I was in the Army, I was in the Army. It's different, you know, that kind of vibe. If I was in the Air Force, I was in the Air Force. Get it right kind of vibe. So there's someone, you don't come through as someone who's very proud about where they come from, whether you are or were in the military or not, okay? But you definitely give back. And that would be a soldier, right? He's giving back to his country. Is he not? Exactly. But that's the vibe that you give off based on your looks, okay? You do give off someone who's always tired and you never get enough sleep. You know, you have that haggard appearance. And now I'm hearing haggard. So maybe someone who's like really, really, really tall or really, 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 you know, big, or just, you know, you stand out. You have like a lot of muscle mass. I don't know why I'm hearing body mass index. Maybe that's something you guys have to keep up with in your life or your career, your body mass index, because that's just the weirdest thing ever. But that's what I'm hearing, so I'm going to say it, okay? But Six of Pentacles is someone who's very generous. The Nine of Wands is someone who's always tired, but they don't give up, okay? So you're always working, always moving. Even if you are tired, you're still working, you know? That kind of vibe. So you give up hard worker as well. Your main character energy is hard worker, someone in the military. So it's giving a serious job. It's not giving someone who is, you know, I don't want to say you're not easygoing, because I'm pretty sure you could be, because I feel like you have to have an ease of easygoing or have an easygoing nature to kind of give back or be a charitable kind of person. What I'm getting for you guys is you come off as drill sergeant. That's your main character energy based on your looks, okay? I'm trying to give like specific examples. So soldier, your back is always straight. You stand up straight. You walk with like, you know, that walk where you like walk straight, you know, that's why it's giving barrel chest. Like your chest is never like, you're never slouching. It's always like, back straight kind of energy, you know, not a hair out of place. Everything is put together, you know. You come through as someone who has money to give, to offer, you know, or services, okay? So yes, it's giving service member, service dog, service something, okay? Some of you could have a service dog, so those things are coming through. So yeah, I'm not calling you a service dog. That would be funny. Maybe some of you do look like dogs, you know, maybe loyal like a dog, maybe. You know how some dogs look very human-like in a weird way? Maybe some of you have like adorable kind of features. But I'm getting more so like serious energy. The Chariot is Cancer, so some of you could have like a Cancerian look about you. Cancer traits is the chesticle area. So based on your looks, the main character energy you give for men, barrel chested, which means your chest is very prominent. For my females, it's giving breasticular area. So you have like very prominent features in the chest area, because that's the Cancer sign, okay? I mean, that's the Cancer area where they rule the chest, okay? So yeah. Barrel chested or big boobed, okay? I just heard big bone as well, so that could be something that's coming through. But like a very prominent, what's the word I could use? Very prominent. Body language is what I was trying to say. You have like very prominent body language, or the way you keep your body back straight, round straight kind of energy, you know? So yes. Now, when it comes to your personality, we have like more. We do have no nonsense, because the Queen of Swords did come out for you guys. But first and foremost, we have the Magician, we have the Queen of Swords, and then we have the Fool card, okay? These are what came out for your personality. So your main character energy based on your personality is the Magician, the Queen of Swords. So you're no nonsense. You definitely are. You're a well of information is what I'm hearing. You always tell the truth. You always speak the truth. That is something that is very big to you. Your morals, a big moral compass is what's coming through for you guys. The Magician is the things you speak come to life, okay? So you're very good at manifesting. You're a very good manifester based on your personality. I'm getting like changeable energy vibes from you. Sometimes you're very playful, sometimes you're very serious, because the Magician gives me changeable, mutable energy for whatever reason. I do believe the Magician is ruled by Virgo and Gemini because it's Mercury energy. Mercury is like fast changing, fast moving things, you know. I'm also hearing alchemy. You turn one thing into the next thing, you know. So 1 minute you can be serious, and then you're changeable. You turn into someone who is more carefree. So it's kind of like two things that shouldn't be true at the same time, but it is in your case, okay? But that's what your main character energy is giving based off that. It's like master, manifestor kind of energy. Whatever you says goes, whatever you says comes to be, okay? The Fool energy is someone who doesn't stress about things they can't control. It's definitely, I leave things up to the universe. So you're giving like a very spiritual kind of energy, the new age spiritualist, where it's like, I'm going to manifest this, or whatever I say manifest. So I have to be careful what I say is what's definitely coming through with the whole Queen of Swords as well. I'm hearing mind over matter. So I do feel like you are someone who believes in my mind creates my outer reality. And that's something that you are very big about. And it's a big part of your personality. So your spiritual side could definitely come through a lot. Just saw 1111 as well, which is the manifesting. Your manifestation is on its way, kind of angel number. So let's put these cards here so you can see them. Okay. Just so you can see the cards. The Fool is also always gives me kind of Aries energy, since it's the beginning of the Fool's journey, and Aries is the beginning of the zodiac. So it's kind of like you're someone who's ambitious, you're very optimistic, you could be a little rash, you could do things without thinking, which is also Fool energy, okay? And then that's what the Temperance card was giving me as well, with that song coming through. Everything is not what it seems. So it's like you are not all that you seem, essentially. And it is giving, so maybe some of you, your main character is Alex Russo. Like, I'm acting like this reading about your main character energy. You give off Alex Russo, where she just did whatever she wanted, honestly, and in the end, she always got what she wanted. I think she won the games over, I mean, spoiler alert, if you haven't finished the series or the movie or whatever, she won the wizard competition. And she ended up keeping her powers. And I think that Justin was able to keep his powers because he became a professor at whatever wizard school they have in their universe, you know? So there's something about that as well. And then I think Max went on to own the sandwich shop. Honestly, I don't think I finished it myself. But from what I've heard, I know that there's something about that coming through, okay? So your main character energy based on your looks versus your personality is giving Alex Russo. Some of you could be like really lanky. You wear kind of quirky kind of clothing because we know Disney put their children in anything. Them kids, those characters were wearing anything. And Alex used to be wearing the weirdest little tights with the skirts. And then she would always have like clips in her hair. Like, you know, so she wasn't giving fashion either. She was just wearing, I make whatever I want to wear work for me kind of energy, you know? That's the vibe that's coming through for you guys. So if you want like an actual character, you're giving Alex Russo, okay? Some of you can have like very big hair. So I do remember our hair being like very heavy in the show, like dense is what I'm like. It has like a lot of weight to it, you know. Some people have thick hair, but it's not heavy. Her hair was always moving no matter what she was doing, whether it was extensions or not. So whatever you do, your hair looks very full, very luscious kind of vibe, you know. You could look like very innocent as well, because she did always give off the baby face look, or Selena Gomez in general, if you want your main character energy. Either Alex Russo or Selena Gomez, okay? And I do remember that people would say that they thought she played her character so well that her character in real life, who she is in real life, was like Alex Russo, you know? So Selena Gomez, Alex Russo, whatever you want it to be, honestly. And then we have the Magician coming out, and she had magic. So you come through with someone who has magic, you just always seem to get what you want. And it's because Alex went after everything she wanted, even if her parents were telling her no, she did whatever she wanted to do, child. And she was just very talkative. So you can come through with someone very talkative as well. She was also very charismatic. She would like say the darndest thing. She would say the weirdest things. Is also something that's coming through as well. So that could be your personality more so coming through. You say the darndest things. You say whatever you want. She was blunt in her own way, but it wasn't like, she wasn't giving me Queen of Swords. Like, I'm just, you know, saying things to say them. But she also, I think she kind of was. I'm trying to explain it how I'm feeling it. She wasn't a mean person, okay? She wasn't a cold person in general, like the Queen of Swords can come off or portray in the tarot. she was like more so giggly, bubbly, young, inexperienced. She just wanted to live life and do whatever she wanted. Consequences be damned kind of energy. And the Queen of Swords is someone who's way more mature than that. So you're giving off maybe a little bit Alex Russo, but more mature, you know? Maybe who she became at the end of the series, which is someone who cared more about how her actions affected the people around her than she did in the beginning of the series, you know? So that could be a little bit of your personality coming through as well. But she was just doing whatever the heck she wanted, honestly. You know what I mean? I'm trying to remember if she had like a little dog. I don't think she had a dog in the show. But whatever you says comes true, or you could have like prophetic dreams or prophetic visions is what I'm getting. Because the Magician coming out followed by the Queen of Swords is giving me whatever you say happens, you know? Or spells, whatever spells you give people or whatever spells you say in your own life come to be is the vibe that I'm getting with your main character energy. So for you guys who came through, Alex Russo, Selena Gomez, and then militant, very sergeant-like energy, which is the opposite of Alex Russo, but maybe your looks give off that soldier, and then your personality gives off Alex Russo, you know? Which is why I was like, two things can be true at once in your case. You are very serious, but then you're also very playful and unserious at the same time, or in different, you know, aspects of your life, essentially. Work, you're all work and no play. And then when you're in regular life, it's just like very playful energy. Interesting. Let's see if we can get any more cards before I end this reading off. This is going to be a short one today, guys. I didn't ask a question, but we have the Two of Wands. Yes. I'm hearing careful consideration. So you are someone who goes after what you want, yes, but after careful consideration, because there's something about rules, following regulations. You can't just do whatever you want, which is why I think the Fool came out the end, the tail end of the reading after the Queen of Swords, because she is a rule follower. She has certain rules she must follow. Maybe you have certain routines, you know, certain beliefs, like I said, morals that you must follow in order to get what you want. But then you also have that air of just going after what you want and believing it's going to come. So you have that essence of, I'm going to do this thing and it's going to happen for me, you know, blind faith. But then the way you go about it is very meticulous, you know, if that makes sense. I think that's a better way to explain it to you guys. So I'm going to get one more card for what they give off based on their looks. We have the Ten of Cups. How cute. I'm hearing you're packing. Interesting. So for my men, maybe some of you are packing. Maybe I'm hearing booty as well. So for my women, maybe some of you are packing booty. I wouldn't say Alex Russo had any of those things, but this is what's coming through separate from that whole analysis we did about Alex, okay? That analysis was Alex and I. So you have a good back is what I'm hearing as well. Maybe people like that curve from your back to your booty. You know, people who have like a really prominent butts, like the curve from the back to the butt. It's just, I like it, you know? People like that about you. Or that's something that's coming through. Can I get a card for their personality? One more card for their personality. What is the main character energy based on their personality? And of course we have 3. I don't have time for 3, so we're only taking 1. Sorry. And this one is still sticking out from what I put back, so we'll take this one. We have Page of Pentacles. Yeah, there's an innocence about you. Even though you do come off as very serious, you know? There's still an innocence in that seriousness, or there's an innocence apart from that seriousness. Because pages represent children. So you are very wise, you are very magical, but there's a childlikeness about you, which is where I feel like that Alex Russo energy is coming in. Where when it was time to be serious, she did have her moments, but majority of the time she was very silly. She was very do whatever I want, very quirky. That's the perfect word for her. So your personality is very quirky based on your looks, which could come off as very serious at times, okay? I'm trying to figure out what the Ten of Cups can mean when it comes to your looks. I'm getting like a lot of watery energy for you guys in your looks. So maybe some of you kind of look like fairy tale characters in your looks. Maybe you always look happy despite being tired. 10 of Cups is happy. So maybe you're always smiling. I'm hearing chubby cheeks. You know, maybe very childlike features. For others of you, if you didn't resonate with the seriousness that was coming through for you guys. Like, I'm just getting like a bone-weary kind of energy for your looks, which is weird because your energy is coming off as the complete opposite, you know? So you're overworked and underpaid. Is what I'm getting for you guys. Like, you're always giving back, but you're not receiving that same energy in return. Or maybe you are, which is why you continue doing what you do. Because the way it makes you feel over trumps the way it makes you look, maybe, you know? I'm hearing contained, very strict when it comes to your looks. So maybe you keep everything contained. You don't really show much skin. I'm not getting any skin at all in these cards. There's no skin being shown, even in the personality. So you're definitely someone who could be like more conservative in that way, when the way you dress. But maybe you wear things on your head, because dude here has a bandage on his head. Dude here has like a, is it called like a beret on his head? Something on his head. And then the chariot guy has like a crown on his head. So maybe you always wear things on your head. Headbands, flowers, you know, turbans, that kind of energy. But you're always covered. I'm not seeing any skin besides your arms. So there's something here about you being very covered up, like a family man. That's what I wanted to say. Or like a family woman, you know? You look like a mother. Someone who has kids, who's going home to their kids. You know, you're not dressing very risque. You're not showing all this skin. You know, you're not trying to be sexy. You're giving homely, if that makes sense. So maybe some of you could have like hips and thighs and big boob bosoms, and you're the perfect mother for guys. You look like you could have a dad bod for some of you, okay? So like the tummy. It doesn't have to be sloppy tummy. It doesn't have to be anything, you know, untoward or unattractive. But it's giving you have some meat on your bones is what I'm getting. Dad bod. We're going to leave it at that. Because that's coming all different sizes. But it's giving mom jeans is what I'm hearing. So you wear your jeans all the way up to your stop. I don't know if I can say these words on YouTube. All the way up to your yitties, okay? And then for guys, you just wear just like very chill clothing. Maybe some of you do dress fancy for some of you, because the Six of Pentacles is giving someone who has money to spend. So some of you dress like very regal, very royal, very, you know, well put together. Others of you dress very casual, but it's giving mom bod and dad bod, essentially. Your main character energy is kind of that. You know how Alex Russo's mom looked? How she's like very shapely for a mother. She had like the curves, the booty, the titties. That's the vibe coming through for y'all. And then her father as well had like the quintessential dad bod, where he was like kind of more chubby. He wasn't cut. He wasn't like, you know, this muscular big person. Some of you could be. The chariot card is giving soldiers, but not all soldiers are built the same. They're not all six-pack and big muscular energies. Like very just, you know, regular Joe Schmo. You know? Not to say that you're regular Joe Schmo, but you know what I mean by that reference, where it's like, regular guys are in the army, not fashion models. So nobody's expecting you to look like a fashion model, but nobody's saying you're dusty, crusty anyway either, you know? Y'all know what I mean. Don't try to mix up my words, like, okay? But anyway, that's what I'm getting for you guys. A short, sweet reading. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 2s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose group 2, thumbnail image 2, however you got here, welcome. Thank you for coming, or thank you for coming back to my channel. Today we're going to be getting into what is your main character energy based on your looks versus your personality. Not everybody's is the same, which is why I kind of make that distinction in a lot of my readings. And they're also kind of more my popular readings, so I want to kind of do them over and over again, since that's what you guys like to see. But anyway, some people's personalities are completely different from their looks. Sometimes people's looks are completely different from their personality. So we're going to get into it. Your main character energy. We did have a character come through for group 1, so we're going to see if you guys actually get a character. I didn't realize it until after I said it, and I'm like, wait, the reading's about main character, and you guys got a main character, how cute. But anyway, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups, okay? So maybe some of you like giving like very nice, very sweet, very intuitive, very soft. So soft-spoken, or your looks are very kind of sweet. I'm hearing sugary sweet, if that makes sense. You know, like how some people just look very nice, you know? So let's get into it. Let's go. Queen of Cups is still there. So some of you are like giving off watery energy. So I'm hearing big doe eyes, very soft, rounded features. You look kind of like, I'm hearing like a grandma. You know how like grandmas are supposed to be sweet and plushy? If that makes sense. Like you just want to hug them kind of energy, you know? So that's coming through. Let's get into the distinctions for you guys. Angels and spirit guides, the highest human help and help you to trading party, purity guidance, physically active protection. Generating energy for the main character energy my group 2s give off based on their looks. This read's gonna be type short. So I'm gonna pull 3 cards for each side. Their main character energy based on Jesus Christ. You have the sun. See what was I saying about cherubic and happy? That's what the Queen of Cups was giving me. Someone who looks like you're very approachable. I'm hearing he's so approachable. Like you could grab a beer with him. That's from Hamilton. When people were describing Aaron Burr when he was running. You have the Hermit in reverse. So you're very outgoing. So you give off introverted. So just think of all the you give off extrovert. That's crazy, bro. Maybe some of you are ambiverts, okay? So some of you will resonate with being an extrovert, some of you will resonate with being an introvert, and then some of you will resonate with being both. Because I know I meant to say extrovert, but introvert came out, okay? Anyway. So think of all the extroverted characters you know in television shows, or ambiverts we'll go with, I guess. But like I was saying in Hamilton, when he was running to be a politician, all the girls were like, he's so approachable. And the guys were like you can grab a beer with him, you know? So that's the kind of energy you give off based on your looks, what's coming through. You go off someone who's very open, very warm, approachable. And we have 9 of Swords. Someone's always worrying, maybe. You look nervous. You could be skittish, is what's coming through for you guys based on your looks. You could be someone like kind of very skittish, anxious, maybe. It's kind of like that new kid energy where like this the new kid on the block and he's like very sweet looking. She's very sweet looking, but she's kind of like nervous. So that could be your disposition all the time or sometimes, because you do have a sunny disposition as well, because we have the sun as the first card. But we have 2 major arcana cards, so maybe your looks are what is mostly people mostly focus on. We're going to see what comes through for a personality though. We have the star. Wow. So you guys have the stars and the sun. That's crazy. Okay. Then we have the devil. Okay, so you're just like, okay. One more card. Based on their personality, please spirit their main character energy based on their personality. What can you tell me? Okay, the last card better come on out now. You don't have all day. We have Page of Wands. Very outgoing. So you are extroverted. I'm going to say that right now. But like I said, some of you could be introverts in certain environments, and then you're extroverts in other environments. But with your personality is giving outgoing. The way you look gives introvert or ambiverted. Like where people are like, oh, you're so approachable, but maybe you're kind of shy and timid as well. But then the sun's like you burn very brightly. So you have like a very round face is what I'm getting as well. You have a very bright face. Your face is the focal point on your body, on your looks, your face. Very beautiful, very bright. You're always smiling. Okay, very cheerful. Chubby cheeks kind of energy. You know, big curly hair. Sun is Leo card. So your hair is just like very big, very abundant. You know, very dense, very thick. It could be an afro. It's curls, you know. That's like the main focal point. Your hair and your face is what's coming through for you guys based on your looks. Your main character energy. I'm trying to figure out. This character, I can't. You guys might not know her, but she was on season 1 of Love Island USA, and her name was like Carol. They called her Carol, you know, and she's like this Brazilian beauty. She had like a very like innocent, youthful looking face, and then like the biggest hair ever. Like, wow. Like, I don't know if she was actually a Leo, because I don't remember the astrology of that season, but she had the biggest, curliest, blondest curls ever. And she was like Brazilian. She was like, you know, they're mixed over there. You never know what they are. They could be black, they could be white, they could be whatever, you know. But she had the biggest, curliest, most beautiful hair, beautiful curls ever. And that's who popped into my mind for you guys, your main character energy. I want to see if I can get another character for you guys for your looks. But the Hermit in reverse, did I show you guys the cards? We have the Sun, the Hermit in reverse, and then we have the 9 of Swords for your main character energy based on your looks. So you give off a warrior. You give off kind of like childish, maybe childlike, skittish, innocent. is a vibe coming through for you guys, because the sun is also like the innocence card, you know? You're very carefree, childlike, but with the Nine of Swords, it's giving there's like an air of like a little bit of tension where you're always maybe looking around, you're always maybe paranoid as well. Could be a vibe where your eyes are always flitting about kind of vibe, or you're always just stuck in your head. So that's the introvert coming through very strongly for this, okay? But like I said, for the personality, we have the Star, we have the Devil, guys, and then we have the Page of Wands. So you're giving very fiery, very out there, very in your face for when it comes to your personality. So when it comes to your personality, we have the Star, which is Aquarius energy. So it is, you're giving, you're very friendly, you're very good at in social situations. So you're like a social butterfly. For example, once people get you talking, you can't stop talking. You know a lot about a lot of things. You know, you could come from someone like a little bit like serious, okay? Or very, what's the word I can say? I don't think it's analytical. It's not analytical. But kind of like a little bit like a know-it-all, maybe your personality comes off as. But the Star is someone who does shine very brightly. You gain or you attract a lot of attention with the Star and the Sun, okay? The Devil is Capricorn energy, so we could have some Capricorns here, Aquarius and Capricorns. And they are right next to each other in the zodiac. So we have Capricorn, then we have Aquarius after that. So that could be something. You guys could be born at the end of the year. I know this is not for looks, but some of you could have like a little bit of a tummy, because if you see that coming through in the Devil card, a little bit of a tum-tum. How cute. You could be someone who's like very, by that word, I'm hearing gargantuan. So you're very tall, a lot, broad shoulders is what I'm hearing as well. Or a little bit of a tummy. Maybe some of you are, I'm hearing, I need a big boy, I need a big boy, I need a big boy. That song by SZA. It's cuffing. And it's funny, you see what? Yeah, gonna stop playing. Because I said Aquarius and Capricorn, and they're born in the winter. So, that's cuffing season. But anyway, it's like, it's cuffing season, and all girls are needing a big boy. That song that was going around on social media is what's coming through. Some of you can be big boys. You know, maybe you have the, what do they call it? It's the wide receiver. Who's that guy? You do have a main character coming through for some of y'all. The guy from The Blind Side, where he was like, you got to protect my blind side. I don't know what that, I'm not a sports person, so I really don't know the name. I don't think it's wide receiver. Is it defense, whatever. That guy from that movie, The Blind Side. Some of you could be built really tall like him. Yeah, big boys or big girls, who knows. But tummy is definitely coming through. But anyway, personality, the Star, you shine very bright. You are giving someone who, because what I love about the Star is someone who is, you dwell in, it's giving introvert and extrovert essentially, because we have 1 foot on the ground and 1 foot in the water. So it's giving the water is your realm of emotions. You're someone who's very emotional. You could be someone who's very expressive when you express your, your emotions or what you like, energy. But then you also stay very grounded, okay? Or you stay very extroverted, because the water's emotions, the ground is kind of like, I don't know. But something's giving me that vibe. You can dwell in both, which is why you came out as an ambivert, The Devil is someone's very naughty. Maybe you could be addictive. Your personality is very addictive. People like being around you, energy. Because we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is the life of the party, always having a good time, always finding new things to do, new journeys to embark on, new activities to do. You're someone like an activity person. So you love doing something new. Every time somebody checks in with you, you have a conversation. I'm hearing you have like a bunch of different hobbies or things that you're interested in, So you like reading, you like dancing, you like singing, you like drawing, you like, I'm hearing, what is it? Technology, you're all those things bundled up into one. You have a lot of different hobbies you're always doing. People are asking, so what are you up to this time? They don't even ask what you're doing now. Like, what are you up to this time? Because you're always in something. So you can have a little bit of like a mischievous personality to you guys. And that's the Devil, right? The Devil is like someone who people never want to not be around you. You are definitely addictive. Yeah, you have star power. Fire power. Some of you are coming through as Mushu from Mulan. Some of you are coming through as Mushu from Mulan. I'm also hearing Shang from Mulan. I'm trying to come up with characters to compare you guys to, you know? Shang was definitely a know-it-all, my way or the highway. I'm the boss kind of energy. He did have big, broad shoulders. And I do feel like underneath all that, he could have easily maintained a very attractive dad bod if he were to gain a little bit of like more muscle. Like, it doesn't have to be flabby. But you know, people who have like a lot of body, it doesn't have to be flab, it doesn't have to be fat, it doesn't have to be anything. It's just they're not like trim. They're like very bulky. It's the proper word. And Shane was bulky, even though he was like, you know, more trim with it. He was bulky, especially compared to all the other princes. Okay, so like I said, for my guys, I'm getting a lot of guy references. Where are the women coming through? Besides Caro, or I think her name's like Cara V, or something like that. Caroline. I don't think it was Caroline. But anyway, I'm trying to come up with female characters for you guys to compare. But a Page of Wands is definitely someone who is vibrant, who's very upbeat, who's very in your face, okay? Who always wants to do things. So it's the kind of friend that can't sit still because they always want to do something when they're around you. They have, like I said, they be in kickboxing, they be in dancing, they be in boxing, they be in, you know, Krav Maga. They have a bunch of different hobbies that they do because they can't sit still, you know. So you could give off an energy of not being able to stay still for too long or be in one place for too long is the kind of energy you guys are giving me. But Capricorn is also very serious vibes as well, which is what I'm getting for Li Shan. He didn't really know how to give up the ghost of and like be carefree. So you give up like someone who's like very too contained maybe, or too serious about specific things, because you're giving off a carefree Page of Wands, but also a very serious devil. And then we have High Priestess in reverse. Maybe you are, how can I explain it? Because the devil here is giving someone who, like, you have like vices is the vibe that's coming through, and you're not shy about saying your vices, so you're very unfiltered is also the vibe that's coming through. Even though the devil is Capricornian energy, the devil itself represents vices, represents addictions, you know what I mean? Things that kind of keep us held back, you know. Maybe you come through with someone who is maybe closed-minded, or you're the opposite of closed-minded, you know. Maybe some people see you in a bad way because you're too open-minded, you know, you're too unfiltered, you're too loud, you're too, you know, rambunctious kind of energy is what I'm getting for you guys, you know. Those people who get mad at the loudest person in the room, but you can't help but be loud, you know. You can't help but want to make friends. So because you're always happy and very out there, because you that came through in both. You have the star and then we have the sun. So you shine very bright. You could be a little hot-headed, or you run warm. Can I get another card for their looks, please? Their main character energy based on their looks, please, Spirit. Based on their looks. We have the Four of Cups, so look reserved. So you are coming off. Your looks say, leave me alone, I don't want to talk. Your personality says the exact opposite. Four of Cups is someone who's very much in their head, disinterested. They're not aware. So maybe, so you guys are giving me the energy. You know who, oh my gosh, you're giving me sadness in Inside Out. That's your main character energy as well. Or not even him, but the shot. What was his name in Inside Out 2? The guy who was always covered by his hoodie. He was hiding from himself and he was bigger. Yeah, him. I forgot what he was called. But you guys are giving him as well. But sadness, where her hands are always in her hoodie and her head is always down. She's always very sad and always very like shy, keeping to herself. That's the energy your looks give off. Like an innocent kid, you know, who doesn't know what they're doing or where they're going. Maybe you could seem a little lost at times, or just in your head. But your looks, like, I mean, your personality gives the complete opposite. You're loud, rambunctious, unfiltered, so people may misjudge you sometimes. They're like, oh, you're shy. And you're just like, no, I'm not. Like, you know, or it's giving, maybe in my case, where I'm like, I'm not shy. I'm just like, I don't want to talk to everyone. you know? But if you were to know me, I'm very, you know, I can be very uppity, very, you know what I mean? But most of the time I'm kind of quiet, chill to myself. Or you look that way, very buttoned up individuals, what I'm hearing. But then when your personality comes to, it's like, oh, this person's like, you know, fun. They're always doing stuff, and they have like a lot of hobbies and a lot of things that they do in their life, and, you know, very interesting person. You're the star. People want to know what you're doing. You shine brighter than everyone else once your personality comes out, because you're this big star here. Everyone else is this little star, you know? But your looks would say the complete opposite. So people may miss out on the opportunity to get to know you, because when they see you and before they get to know you, they think, oh, this person's shy. They're very meek. They don't have anything to offer. They're not going to be a fun time. They're going to be boring, you know? But then you're the complete opposite of that. We have fire signs coming through. We have Aries, Leo, Sag. And they are definitely very carefree, go with the flow, very intense kind of energy as well. I do think your person has a lot to take on. That devil could be that intensity where people are unsure how to, you know, maybe get along with you or talk to you because you're a lot. People could tell you that a lot. Like, you're just a lot, you know? And that's fine. I'm too much for you. Let me go find people. You're enough for most people. You're not too much for everyone. People may think you are. Your personality is like a lot to deal with in one sitting, you know? So I kind of have that. My sister's that way. I can't be with her all the time. I have to deal with her in doses because she's just loud and she's always talking. And I'm like, I need quiet. I can't do this, you know? Or I have to be in an energy of wanting to be in my more extroverted energy to deal with her. So I can't be around her all the time. There has to be some quiet and some peace, you know? But people who are loud like that and very just center of attention and want all the limelight to be on them, they have that star quality. They have to be that way. They can't help it, you know? And that's you. You can't help who you are, which could be, I'm hearing slave to the rhythm. Katy Perry. She's also like, I think she's a Sag or a Scorpio, something like that. Where she's like that very intense energy. You either love me or you hate me because you love my energy or you hate it because I'm too loud, I'm too this, I'm too much, you know? So you have Katy Perry coming through. I'm getting Katy Perry in her peak vibe of California Girls. She was wearing the different colored hair and, you know, the, what did she do in that one California Girls video where she put on the things and was like, the whipped cream everywhere? That's your vibe. Like, when you're ready to party and be around people, you're just, like I said, unfiltered. People know all your business, all your tea. You don't keep much, you don't hold much back. But the way you look like a bookish kind of person, if that makes sense. I don't know. But yeah, there's something about that coming through for you guys. Very extroverted personality versus introverted looks. Yeah. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands. I don't know if she's supposed to come out upright or in reverse. We have the Queen of Wands. She's also big Leo energy. And that's the Sun. So you give off like very commanding. You could boss people around. That can be the thing about it. You're too much, you're too bossy, you're too loud, you're too this, you know? And I'm not saying that in bad ways. I'm just saying that as examples, you know? Because there's certain people who like people to be bossy, more dominant, you know, kind of energy. Very attractive though with the Queen of Wands and the Sun and the Star. So, I could be loud, but I'm still cute. Let me stop. Anywho, I think I'm gonna leave you. Maybe, yeah, there's something here about sunflowers and roundness. So you either round in shape, body, or face. I'm getting face because as in at the sun, we can see the face, and then we see the kid. Maybe some people really short. That could be coming through as well. You're very short, so people don't know or know to expect this big personality. Some people are not short because I was getting that wide receiver. Is that what it's called? I don't think it is, but I'm hearing it, so we're gonna go with it. That guy from The Blind Side, where he was like supposed to protect the people's blind side, the blind spots on the field. And this hermit is even very tall. Maybe some of you are very much older, and you know how like I was getting grandma or grandpa kind of vibes at the beginning of the reading. In the beginning of the reading, it's kind of giving you're so approachable, and you know, because you're older and you look nice. But your personality is like more the opposite, right? You know, bold is the perfect word. Fierce, in your face kind of energy. But I'm going to leave the reading right there. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you can always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 3s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose thumbnail image 3, the number 3, however you got here, welcome. Today we're going to be getting into your main character energy based on your looks versus your personality. So what energy do you give off? Main character energy do you give off on looks and then on the personality? They are not always the same, which is why I feel the need to always separate them. So let's see what comes with you. At the bottom of the deck, we have the 4 of Swords. So you give off a very chill vibe in general. Okay, let's get cards. Can I get a card from their main character energy based on their looks, please, Spirit? Based on their looks, my group 3s. Based on their looks. We have the 10 of Cups flipped over, but it's not coming out. Their main character energy based on their looks. Jesus Christ, we have 6 of Wands. So I'm getting sporty. I'm getting muscular. You in the gym, working on your fitness. We have another 6 I wanted to come out, 6 of Swords. Main character energy based on their looks. We have 4 of Cups, the Hierophant in reverse. The 4 of Cups want to stay out, okay. Maybe you give off like a aloof, bored, disinterested, or stay away from me vibe. Like, it's not aloof. Maybe it is. It's like hard to get next to. Kind of like intimidating. Like, I can't walk up to them. They're too successful. They're too this. They're too that. That's the vibes you got, like popular girl vibes, you know? Like, oh, she's too out of my league. Like, oh my gosh, everyone wants to be with her. What would you want to do with me? Or everyone wants him. Why would he look my way twice, you know? You give off those, I don't want to say playboy, playgirl, but it's like popular girl, popular boy vibes where people think because you look popular or you look very conventionally attractive that you're mean and standoffish. That's what your looks give. Because you have the 6 of Wands and the 4 of Cups. Your main character energy based on their looks, please, Spirit. Based on their looks. My group 3s. We have the 6. Oh, wow. So the card really want to come out. Y'all see that? How the cards that want to come out gonna come out? Okay. You have the 6 of Swords. So yeah, there's something like I'm hearing athletic about you. Or you're always on the move, always on the go. I'm hearing some of you could like indulge in like athleisure or stretchy clothes. I don't know why I'm getting that, but it's coming through. Tights, pants. And then we have the 10 of Cups. So it's giving, like I said, conventionally attractive for you guys. I'm hearing cool. I'm hearing blonde. Some of you could be blonde. Blonde hair is seen as the, I think it's the standard. I don't know in what world, not in my world, but in society, I guess. Can I get some cards for their main character energy based on their personality, please? So I'm hearing Regina George for some of you. She comes through a lot. 5 of Wands. While your personality is very... We have 5s. That's crazy. For your looks, we have 2 6s. For your personality, you have 2 5s. 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords. So yeah, I was going to say you're... I don't want to say unpleasant or, you know, you love to make fights. But you are definitely someone who fights and your words. And I'm trying to articulate it properly before I say it, because I don't want it to come off as like a bad thing. Argumentative could be a thing. You have to have debates. Ace of Pentacles. And then we have, is this the Lovers? It is the Lovers. Wow. This is an interesting vibe already. This is crazy, okay? Let me get into it because I don't have much time for it. I'll go back to work. Okay. Interesting. This is something for you guys. So like I said, for looks, you're giving like the quintessential popular boy, popular girl vibes. Okay, the tropes, whatever you want to call it. The sporty person, the cheerleader is the vibe that's coming through for you. Someone who has like a lot of accolades. So maybe the way you dress, the way you look gives off the vibe of accomplished. Okay, you could be someone who's like a businessman or businesswoman or a CEO or a celebrity kind of status you give off in your looks, and people are like, oh, they're too pretty to talk to, they're too this to talk to you kind of energy, you know. Or you give off like prissy, uppity, standoffish, aloof, don't talk to me, I'm better than you vibes. So take whichever one resonates for you. But what character could we come off like? Regina George is a good one. I'm hearing Hillary Banks from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's your main character energy based on your looks. You could dress like very much like that, rich. I'm also hearing Ashley for some of you from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Ashley. Interesting. I'm hearing Lizzie McGuire. So based on your looks, I see blonde people keep coming through. Stop playing in my face. Stop playing in my face. Hillary Duff, but I was definitely seeing the the animated version of her on the show. I wasn't seeing her. I was seeing the very what with her big faces and big how can you her big not expressions reactions like we would only see the cartoon version of her when something went wrong or she needed to have some big reaction she couldn't have in her real life. See, and that could tie into you as well, where you're someone who's like composed on the outside, but inside you're like raging with that Liz McGuire animated character. So you're reacting on the inside, but you in a way you can't react on the outside, So maybe some of you are like stuck up or stuffy or bottled up, But there's something here about you having a lot of accomplishments in your life where you look like someone who's like very well off or accomplished, and that intimidates people, which is understandable because that can happen a lot. Where you come through as someone who is far above the rest, a cut above the rest. You're rich, you're pretty, you're beautiful, you're accomplished, you have this, you have that. You could have like a very attractive partner or boyfriend or family, and people are like, oh my gosh, this person's gonna think I'm beneath them. I don't want to say hi to them, Those people on social media who look stuck up and mean because they just are very pretty, and it's like they're not. They're just, people could like what's the saying? When people push certain things on you, I'm trying to remember the name of it, like, and it's right on the tip of my tongue too. Internalize? No. Project. There we go. They project certain things on you because you look very standoffish and like composed, you know what I mean? I'm getting like a tight slick back bun and earrings. Your makeup is just like perfect and your clothes are always cute, fashionable kind of energy, and people are like, oh, they're not gonna want to talk to me, they're better than me. That's the vibe that's coming through for you guys. That's your main character energy. You may not want it to be that, or think you come off that way or want to come off that way, but that's what's coming through based on the cards. You will come from a well-to-do or accomplished family or background. You could always be in a rush or like you always have somewhere to go. That's what the Six of Swords is giving me. Like, I'm busy. I don't know what you want me to do. Like, I can't talk to you right now, Or you always look like you have somewhere to go. You're always on a mission and people are scared to say anything to you in case you like blow up on them vibe, But it's kind of like dissociated. You're not here. You could be like always in your head. You always have your headphones on. You're always listening to music. Your nose goes in a book is what I'm hearing as well. So it's kind of like you're here, but you're not, if that makes sense. Yeah, you're in the clouds a little bit. And that's where that distinction comes from, where there's everyone else and there's you, So for personality, we have the Five of Wands. So you could be very combative when it comes to your personality. You fight for what you believe and you fight with others. You have no problem making a big stink about something. You're the person, you know that meme that was going around for a while where I think they're on a beach, Beyonce and Jay-Z, and like Jay-Z is like, Beyonce's in front of him looking like dynamic and fierce. Maybe that's your main character energy as well, Beyonce. And then like behind her we had the Jay-Z like tippy toeing. And there's like a whole bunch of variations that was made about that meme, but it was basically like, when you say that your order wasn't right, when the guy tells his girlfriend or his wife or whatever that his order wasn't right, and the girlfriend is like sending it back, and the boyfriend's like behind her just like meek and scared to do what needed to be done or say what needed to have been said, and say my food isn't right. The girlfriend has to be like, give me that food, and they take it back and complain for you, and you just have like the little child or the husband behind the girlfriend like, yeah, you didn't, it wasn't right, but you weren't gonna say it yourself. The person had to, or you guys had to, kind of energy. That's what's coming through for y'all. The person who always has to be the one exacting justice, because justice didn't want to come through, if I'm being honest, in the deck, but it didn't come out. But yeah, some of you could be lawyers and you're always like wearing suits, and people in suits just always seem more intimidating than people not in suits. So that's why there's always that cutoff where it's like you and then everyone else, The Five of Swords is someone who can say some very harsh things. A Five of Swords is someone who is maybe, like I said, argumentative, or it's hard to understand them. Maybe you speak a different language, or there's like a barrier, a language barrier for some of you, or maybe some of you speak very proper and some people don't. So like when you speak, people are like, what are you even saying, and you're like, what are you saying? How about that? It's giving like posh. You're posh. Yes, that's your other main character, Posh Spice. Where it's Victoria Beckham's character, where she's like very proper English. And everyone else in the group was not so much proper English. She was always like, chic and posh and that kind of energy. And everyone else was like Sporty Spice and this Spice. Maybe some of you are Sporty Spice, since I did feel the need to call her. And there was Scary Spice. You know what I mean? You're giving off Scary Spice is your personality, honestly. You're Scary Spice. but your looks, you're giving Sporty Spice or Posh Spice, okay? Those are some main characters coming through for you guys. But with the Ace of Pentacles, I do think there's something very grounded about you, very hardworking about you. Very noble is what I'm hearing about you. So that's also something that's coming through. You could come from like a noble family, noble background. And that's why you differ from everyone else, because you were raised in a specific way with certain beliefs and morals, and you have to look this way in public and act this way in public. It's kind of like the royal family, where they can't say certain things, wear certain things, be a certain way in public, And then we have the Lovers. And the Lovers is Gemini energy, so like very chatty. That's what's coming through as well. You have a lot of opinions is what I'm hearing. You don't have to be argumentative, but you have a lot of opinions. You're going to express them. If someone has a differing opinion from you, you're not trying to fight with them, but you like to debate, go back and forth, discuss things. Maybe some of you could have on the debate team in school. We have the Lovers. I'm hearing you look very strong as well. Ace of Pentacles is kind of like giving, you always have the newest things to me. So your personality is, you always have input to give. You always have advice to share. You always have an experience. So you like, like when your friend is like telling you about their experience and you're cutting in and like, oh, I've been there too, And I feel like from you telling your story or butting in, there's like a lesson to be learned. Like kernels of wisdom is what I'm hearing. You're also giving someone who's like very generous when it comes to your personality. With the words you share, your time, your energy, with the Ace of Pentacles. Some of you are giving very abundant as well. Like very, like I think I said rich, like the Hillarys and all that kind of stuff. So I do feel like a little bit your personality kind of matches with the way you look as well. Because you come off as intimidating and always saying what you mean and meaning what you say. And you're not being afraid to say whatever you want. And that makes people intimidated by you. And that was what was coming through a little bit in your looks, The Lovers, Gemini energy, very chatty, very talkative. Maybe some of you are very gossipy, I just keep being referred to Regina George. She would talk about everyone like a burned book. And that's big Five of Wands and Five of Swords energy. Big here. So very chatty, very misunderstood is what I'm hearing as well. Because Gemini's get a bad rep for being two-faced. And I don't think it doesn't have anything to do with being two-faced. It's just you have like a lot of different personalities maybe, or different opinions. You read a lot of different books, different viewpoints on certain things. And where other people would just like say, and shake their head, you're going to say something back. You're going to rebuttal, Maybe some of you are like very masculine and very feminine as well. It doesn't at the same time. So there are times when you're very masculine in your approach and then you're very feminine in your approach, Because the Lovers, we have the two, is it too much nakedry going on here? We have the two people. I'm pretty sure you've all seen the Lovers card. If you are, you've seen many tarot readings, it's two people in front of a divine being, an angel. And it's kind of like you have those two aspects to yourself. Sometimes you're overly masculine or sometimes you're feminine. People, based on your personality, they get to see both. Very argumentative people are in their masculine. Yes, they are. And then people who are very just like, you know, nice with kernels of wisdom and always giving and sharing knowledge. Maybe you share knowledge, you know, with your fellow people, your fellow friends. That's the side of you that's the feminine. You know, you're always giving back. You care about people. You're telling all your friends about where they can get the best bargains and deals and stuff like that. You know, that's the vibe you're kind of giving off to me. You could have like a little bit of a clique maybe, because the Five of Swords is like the person who's in charge of a lot of people, is what these two cards are giving me together. Like Regina George had a little clique, but she was the leader. You're giving off leader vibes. The way you are the woman, but Beyonce is the one who is going to complain. We know in the real picture she wasn't doing that, but that's what they made it out to be. In the picture, Jay-Z was too scared to say, "This is not what I ordered," but he sent his girl to do it. You know what it's giving me? There's like a trend on Instagram or social media as well where it was like, what was it? Oh, my husband don't talk back, but I do. You know what I mean? And it's either swinging hoe, that bite, that sound bite, or it was something else. Where like there were a few examples where someone is knocking on the door and the husband answers the door and someone's like cussing out the husband, and then the husband's just sitting there like nodding along and taking the tongue lashing. And then the wife is like, "Not my husband," and she comes out behind him and like tries to jump the person, and the husbands will be holding all their wives back. So it's like, my husband don't fight, but I do. He don't talk back, but I do. You know what I mean? That kind of energy is what you guys are giving personality wise. I'm not going to have you just say whatever you want to say, do whatever you want to do, and not have something to say back. I'm going to defend my people and myself, you know? And that's like the two, you're taking care of someone while being in your masculine, which is like the mixture of the masculine and feminine together, okay? I hope that makes sense. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Swords. Like, you're not afraid to talk back and say things, child. I'm telling you. But you're not like in the stuffy, stuck up kind of way, or maybe, I don't know at this point with you guys. Because the Queen of Swords is someone's like very much removed from everyone else. She keeps herself held together with boundaries. I don't think you're someone who keeps away from everyone else. I think people keep themselves away from you because they don't care to learn more about who you are, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Or maybe some of you just have two personalities, you know? You have the feminine side to you, then the masculine side to you. And then we have the Three of Swords coming out. What are the odds? What does this have to do with anything? And then this card, the way they don't want to leave, the Fool. Maybe some of you were called a group 1. Because the Fool came out in group 1. There could be some more about that in group 1. But yeah. The Fool's also given like very adventurous, you out of the box thinking, out of the box doing, if that makes sense. And the Three of Swords is someone who looks like a heartbreaker, but they really aren't. So your personality does show that once people get to know you even more. They know you're a sweetheart, but people take you as someone who, because you speak up for yourself and you defend people, they think of you as someone who's like combative or aggressive or whatever, you know? Or sneaky, manipulative, mean, you know? Because the Five of Swords is words, the things you say to people that hurt their feelings, you know? You could always over smartest in class vibes is what I'm getting, you know? Where the person raises their hand and says, "Oh, this is the answer." You're like, "No, it's not. This is the answer." And you make them feel small. And, you know, that kind of energy is what's kind of coming through. And like I said, that's what was coming through in the top looks, and then it's coming through now in personality. So what else am I getting from you guys? That's about it. Like, you're really a sweetheart, but you're misunderstood. Is what I'm getting in your personality. You could mean well, but people take it as you not meaning well. You like to help, guide, push, encourage people, and it comes off as like, you think you're better than us, or you think you're smarter than us. I'm like, "Oh no, I'm just trying to help," you know, that kind of energy. But yeah, that's what I'm getting from you guys. Eight of Swords. Yeah, you're someone who's like very much not stuck in your head. You know who you are, what you're about, kind of vibe. You never play the victim. You're always a person helping someone or sticking up for someone, you know? And people think of that as like being a bully, but it really isn't. Because you help those who can't help themselves, okay? But I'm gonna end the reading right here. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, join the tribe. I'd love to have you. If you'd ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one.